Welcome back to the Zero Check podcast, our inaugural episode for Zero Check Nights. We'll be doing the Starfinder Playtest adventure, A Cosmic Birthday. Are you guys excited?
I'm super excited. Chris, I'm excited for you to run this adventure. I'm relaxed. I'm more relaxed than I've been in 2 years.
2 years,
at this
wow.
point. I feel good.
It'll give you a slight reprieve, but it doesn't let up on your schedule of prep because we're still recording our other podcast.
Well, that's true. Yeah. I know. I prep really hard for the Kingmaker stuff. Right?
But yeah, we'll be playing through Cosmic Birthday. It's kind of a full-length adventure. Going to take the players from, I think, 1 to 4 or 5. It's split up into 3 chapters, so I think we're going to get 20, 25 episodes out of this playtest.
Awesome. Oh, dear God.
Yeah, I know. I mean, you guys said okay, so we're doing it.
I'm excited.
Chris, how are you feeling? You know, you've done some. We looked at the rules a little bit and did some kind of precursor rounds. But you mentioned that it had been over a decade since you were running game. Is it all coming back to you? You were my first GM.
Yeah, it's been quite a while since I've run a proper game with people. Now I've like run little side things with my nieces and nephews, brothers and stuff because they're like, we want to play D&D, blah blah blah. So kind of did some of that, but yeah, nothing with like a formal rule set or anything for about 10 years. So I will definitely make mistakes. And like we do with Mike, if I mess up anything or you want to like challenge a ruling or something, just let me know and we'll kind of work through it. And I think that's kind of part of what the playtest is all about. Test the rules, see what works, see what doesn't. And hopefully people can listen to this, follow along if they're also running Cosmic Birthday, and maybe send us some chats in the Discord or send us emails at feedback@zerocheckpodcast.com. If you want to get in touch with us, sign up for the Discord. Got all kinds of discussion going on in there. All the cast is in there, and we check it pretty regularly. I've got in front of me an agenda here, but it only has one item on it. That is start playing the Starfinder playtest.
Yeah, let's frickin' go.
Do we want to approve this? Yeah.
Yes.
Seconded, thirded,
fourth. All in favor? Aye. I think that's unanimous. So yeah, we'll put a big check there. And
oh, good.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. You run a tight ship. We are doing podcast business very efficiently.
It seems like we're more in line for Chris than for you, Mike.
Yeah,
we'd be off on some side tangent by now about.
I know there's
two dicks. There's a hag hole or something.
There's a new GM in town, and I do have a question. Was the last character you killed, Chris, mine?
It was, and I think were you playing a warlock or were you playing a sorcerer wizard or some sort of spellcaster? I think it was a 3.5 D&D character.
It was a sorcerer. His name was Rufus Kane, and he was. I remember it like it was yesterday because these things they get coded into your mind a little bit differently than like whatever you had for dinner that night. You know, he was cast up 65 feet into the air by some ability, then fell down. You know, because of gravity, down 65 feet to the ground. And no dying ranks in 3.5, right? I mean,
if you get to minus 10 HP, splatted. You're dead.
He died.
Wow.
Yeah, I think we were playing, I can't remember if it was called Headless Horseman or it was some kind of like, horseman adventure and the guy didn't have a head. And that was kind of the boss. You're not supposed to beat him, but you get a couple rounds with him and he tossed you in the air.
Wow.
Yeah. It was, and when Rufus died, I was like, this is amazing. Like I can't play him anymore.
I don't know how familiar you guys are with the Starfinder universe. I'm not super familiar. So we're just going to kind of work through it together and learn as we go. For now, what you need to know is that everyone is on Absalom Station, regardless of where they're from originally. And they have all answered an advertisement either on the Infosphere Bixby's list, which is similar to our Craigslist, or someone directly reached out to you, maybe a friend of a friend with a job request. And based on your guys' backstory, it seems that everyone either hunts around for odd jobs, kind of is a jack of all trades, or just needs work, just needs money to live. do whatever just to survive day-to-day life in the pack worlds. So based on that, anyone got any questions before we jump in?
I don't think so.
You find yourselves at the Juicy Pickle, a dive bar in the Vesk quarter of Absalom Station. Everyone's gathered around a small table in the corner of the room. Across the room, a stage hosts a trio of Vesk. Two of them play unfamiliar instruments, while the third death metal screams into the microphone.
Nice.
What seems like just loud noise to you is actually, you're informed by another patron, the third movement from a classic Vesk opera, glorifying the conquering of Vesk 6, formerly known as Polonus. Elsewhere in the room, people are drinking at the bar, tail-slapping the punching bag in the vid game area, and dancing in front of the stage that may soon turn into a mosh pit. All the other clientele appear to be Vesk, and you can't help but wonder if that's why you haven't been served or even seen by your contact after waiting a full 20 minutes. You guys are in the Juicy Pickle, kind of a bar.
Are we all sitting together?
You're kind of standing around a table, but yes, you're all together.
Like do we know each other, or are we're just all waiting for the same contact?
You're all waiting for the same contact at this point.
Okay.
So yeah, we'll do some character introductions, because these are totally brand new characters that that you guys haven't played or interacted with each other yet. So we're going to start with a rather tall, still a medium character, but kind of a tall, between 6 and 7 foot tall, feline looking dude. The young Patra was sent into the jungles of Polonus. As a member of one of the most patriotic families left on the planet, he, along with 23 others, were there to test their mental cunning, physical prowess, survival, and leadership skills against the wilderness and perhaps each other. After 5 long weeks, he, along with 3 others loyal only to him, were the survivors. Everyone else had died. Shortly after, he separated from the 3 loyalists as they scattered across the various systems in the Pact Worlds. What happened deep within the jungle that only 4 survivors of the Path would need to flee? He now wanders the galaxy, plotting and planning for the eventual day that he returns home. Having built a reputation as a well-spoken political insider, he answered a personal invite from a friend of a friend to act as lead for a group on an upcoming fact-finding mission. Meet Julian Gingivier the 18th, the Patra envoy, played by Brad.
Woo!
Hey guys.
So Brad, based off this setting and the character you're playing, how do you feel about the Vesk presence in the Juicy Pickle, and especially about the opera that was playing?
Yeah, so for those that don't know, Vesk 6 is the name for for Polonus, which is the Patra's homeworld that they've conquested and they still rule over. So at this point, Julian is wondering why he's here and is probably going to leave soon. He's like, this isn't worth it. This isn't the job that I want to take. But he's also intrigued because I'm sure the friend that gave him this connection would know this about him. So why is he in this position? He wants to know.
Yeah, and so anything in the backstory you want to share with the audience or any of the party members here?
Well, yeah. So when I love sci-fi, and one of my favorite stories or book series is Red Rising, and so I take a lot of that kind of in the way that that Julian's going to kind of approach the world, kind of very proper, very very trained, very educated, and just kind of, a polite badass, basically.
So like me.
Yes, 100%.
Yep, and kind of moving around the table, you see kind of a metal-plated humanoid sitting passively, seemingly staring off into nothing. Glowing blue lights run along the joints and edges of his metal plating, and it resembles the flow of electricity and energy through a circuit. It pulses in a steady, calm rhythm, just kind of like a heartbeat almost. Despite the hustle and bustle going on around him, his silver, mask-like face holds a blank expression. A pair of luminous blue eyes stare directly ahead without focusing on anything in particular. In a quiet voice, he calmly states, "I answered the job posting on the Bixby's list. The contact set this exact date, time, and place to meet. This is why I am here. This is Risu, the Solarian android, played by Bill."
Reese is the Solarian android I'm playing. He was built as like a protector for a very rich family, and that very rich family ran out of money. And as they were fleeing from the collectors, they just kind of dropped him off on a moon and turned him off and left. And he was found 60-ish years later by some scrappers and turned back on. His programming was like 60 years old. So they plugged him into their ship and tried to update it, and something went wrong. So now there's a software issue.
Yeah.
Never updated.
And I tried to kind of capture that with, I don't want to give your character a stutter, but he was kind of stuttering and kind of a little herky jerky when speaking. I don't know if that's true.
It's kind of like when your computer's trying to catch up.
Yeah.
Like the frame rate drops.
Lag.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's lagging on himself. But yeah. So, and also while we're in this bar and he sees all these vests walking around, he keeps trying to talk to them in Eruxi, but they're just not answering him.
So yeah, it's kind of the wires across there. You think, oh, lizard folk looking dudes. Let's see if they can speak Eruxi. So yeah, aside from trying to talk to everyone in Eruxi, what do you think about this bar scene? Like as an android?
Yeah, he doesn't feel any way about anything going around him. He's what they call emotionally unaware. So yeah, it's nothing is that important to him unless it is like directly involving him or his mission.
Yeah, and it kind of impacts you when you're trying to do any kind of perception or anything, because you have especially when sensing motive and just really any kind of thing that involves like charisma based skills.
Do not send me to talk to somebody. I'm just saying, we will be fighting before it's over.
Yep. And so still kind of moving around the table here. So for everyone, the noise level in the bar kind of seems to muffle as a telepathic voice begins to speak directly into your mind. Choice is everything. Without choice, we'd be nothing but mindless drones. I'm a doctor by choice, so you can call me Heelgood. Now, I know what you're thinking. No, it's not my speech name. And even if I told you my actual speech name, you wouldn't be able to understand it. What? No, I won't tell you my soul name. Ew, gross. No, I won't think it into your mind. Give me a fucking break. Why am I here? Same as you. I answered the job post on Bixby's list. And with that, a noise in the bar returns to normal. This is Dr. Heelgood, the Sheeran mystic played by Donnie.
Hey,
let's give a cheer.
So yeah, I'm a telepathic insectoid, and he's young, and it's kind of the curse of the Sheeran. Like choice is a big thing to them. It's almost like a drug. Like they feel euphoria when they can make their own choices, because when they broke away from the swarm, it was something they hadn't done before. So yeah, he's all about making choices. He's also, he doesn't buy what his parents were putting down. He's a young Sheeran, and he's kind of in a rebellious phase, and he's not sure. He always thought maybe he'd settle down, he'd find a spouse and a host and settle down with a couple of larvae, but that may not work out that way. He knows he's got some good heels. The guys tell him he's got good heels. He knows there's people out there looking for it. So he's here to answer that. People want the heels if they can handle the heels. So we'll see what happens.
And Donnie, you bring up the swarm, and I don't know too much about the swarm or Sheeran or any of that. So were you part of the swarm, or were you born after the Sheeran kind of broke away and became their own ancestry separate from it?
Few generations passed, if I understand the timeline properly. So a few generations passed, and yeah, he's got some ancestry feats that are directly related to what his generations before, they were called infiltrators. So they helped infiltrate other colonies or other species and destroy them. And so he's got some properties and some features that come from that. But yeah, no, he's away, and his parents are very almost militant that the swarm is ever-present threat. And yeah, he's not so sure. The pact rule does some bad stuff too. So he's really just kind of exploring himself and trying to find himself as a young Sheeran in the world.
It's like Gen Z.
Yeah. Gen Z, there you go. Yeah. Gen Z bug guy.
Nice. And so finally we're left with our fourth player character here. So let's flash back about 16 years. The people were sick. Everyone was sick. Everyone in the settlement was sick, and they've contracted a deadly virus. He, along with his mother and two sisters, traveled from house to house, room to room, and cared for those that were presenting symptoms. He fared the best of his family and made a full recovery, but his mother passed away from the disease, and both sisters were left in comas. As the years went by, he works to pay the ongoing medical costs for their care, doing odd jobs, hopping from station to station. Eventually, he hopes that someday a cure will be developed to bring his sisters back to consciousness. This is Hank Carlotta, the human operative.
Yay!
That must be Mike's character.
I forgot to say played by Mike.
It's a process of elimination. Yes. So, yeah, I decided everybody was going to test out the new ancestries. I thought I'd just play a human, with the same versatile, heritage and everything. Cause, I like class feats there, guys. I just like them. When I was thinking about Hank, have you guys read The Stand by Stephen King?
Yeah.
You guys remember the character of Ralph Brentner? Mm-hmm. The kind of the Midwestern guy that they pick up, and Ralph's there till the end, right? No spoilers or anything, but I guess that was a spoiler. So yes, spoilers. But I read The Stand many years ago, and there was a paragraph about Ralph that really stuck out to me, and I went and found it. I think it's chapter 50 of the book. And I thought I would read this to you because this portion of the book, I think, encapsulates Hank so well. He was a simple soul, but canny. He had a feel for how things worked. He was the kind of man who wouldn't be afraid to try epoxy on your tractor battery when it started to split open. And if the epoxy did the job, why, he'd just take off his shapeless hat and scratch his balding head and grin that grin like he was an 11-year-old kid with the chores done and his fishing pole leaned against his shoulder. He was a good sort to have around when things weren't going just right, and the type of man who always somehow ended up on relief when times were flush for just about everyone else. He could put the right sort of valve on your bicycle pump when it wouldn't mate to a tire bigger than the kind that went on a bike, and he'd know what was making that fuzzy buzzing noise on your oven just by looking at it. But when he had to deal with a company time clock, he'd somehow always end up punching in late and punching out early, and he'd get fired for it before very long. He'd know you could fertilize corn with pig shit if you mixed it just right, and he'd know how to pickle cucumbers, but he could never be able to understand a car loan agreement or figure out how the dealers managed to rook him every time. A job application form filled out by Ralph Brentner would look as if it had been through a Hamilton Beach blender, misspelled, dog-eared, dotted with blots of ink and greasy fingerprints. His employment history would look like a checkerboard, which had been around the world on a tramp steamer. But when the very fabric of the world began to tear open, it was the Ralph Brentners who were not afraid to say, hey, let's slap a little epoxy in there, see if that'll hold her. And more often than not, it did.
Nice. Well, that kind of answers one of the questions I had for Hank, is that if you were self-trained or attended some kind of formal boot camp to learn your operative skills, but it seems like you just kind of learn on the job there.
Yeah, for sure.
And just and figure shit out and really kind of go for what works.
Well, and never able to line the dominoes up to get ahead, though. Always sort of stuck on the bottom rung, never connecting the dots enough. But flashes of sort of common sense competency that when the chips are down and when it matters the most, he'll come through. Now we'll see if my dice cooperate. But that's the vibe when it comes to him, though. And I've loved that character. And so that's how I see Hank.
No, I love that. Somebody that can figure out how everything works, but not how everything works together. Like right. That'll be a fairly fun character to play, I think.
So we've got a robot, we've got a cat person, we've got a bug, and we've got a human.
Yes.
I love Starfinder. So this is amazing.
You guys kind of look out of place in this it's a Vesk bar, right? You're the only non-Vesk in here. So you've gotten a kind of strange glances, and you'd notice you haven't been served yet. Like no one has say, what do you want to drink or anything like that.
I mean, Hank will sort of identify the other misfits in the crowd and kind of, point to everyone one after another, go, drinks, y'all need, hey, I'll just head to the bar. And he just sort of looks at y'all for a moment, and then he'll turn heel and walk up, and you see him there standing, and the bartender maybe is looking at him, maybe not. But if left to his own devices long enough, he'll come back with like 4 Bud Lights or something,
He'll good. You hear him say in your guys' head, this may turn bad for Hank. I don't for him. I don't even know his name yet. He's like, I better go up there with him in case he needs some healing if he gets himself in trouble. So I think Dr. Hillgood's actually gonna follow you up there. He's worried about you. He thinks you're fish out of water.
Yeah, and as you guys approach the bar, the bartender, he's not like acknowledging you or anything. You kind of have to get his attention to really be served.
Mister?
Yeah.
Mister?
Yeah, what do you want?
4 Bud Lights.
Starfinder
style.
Oh, Starfinder. You mean a Starlight? Yeah.
Starlight. 4 Starlights.
Yeah, we got that.
Well, and then he looks to Heelgood and goes, "What do you need something else?"
No, that's
good.
Something with that. That sounds. But I'll take that.
You can drink that stuff.
Oh yeah,
okay.
Absolutely.
All right, 4.
Yeah, it's cheap and good. It's a credit each. 4 credits. Yeah, so he'll eventually serve you, but it really it takes like 5 minutes. And when you get back to the table, eventually your contact approaches you. And so I've got a picture here that I will show you.
Whoa, my gosh. He looks like fellas, he appears to be wearing a wife beater. Can you say that today?
Yeah.
If Vin Diesel played a dragon,
I think
it would be this
Vin
character.
Diesel, Triple X Vin Diesel.
It's about family.
It's about family.
Yes.
Family.
Yes.
Little bit of Kano. He's got the eye thing, yes, and he's got a cool bracelet on, and he's wearing some Docker slacks.
He's definitely got some bionics on his face too.
Yeah, and so the music, the opera is over, and the music's just kind of coming down. They've put on just like normal house music at this point. So as that begins to die down, this guy approaches you in a faded tracksuit, and as soon as he stops moving, he kind of crouches down into like the Slav squat, and a sly grin kind of creeps along his face, and you notice that all of his teeth are kind of sharpened. I don't know if Vesk's teeth are naturally sharp, but his are for sure, you can tell are sharp. This is Jules Zukama. Jules.
Uh-huh.
Well, you for sure look like you're out of place in a spot like this, eh? What'd you think of the opera? If it's not to your liking, maybe you just have bad taste. Anyway, you ought to hear about a job, right? And he kind of waves a cred stick in his hand, and it catches a little bit of the light, and it flashes across the gold chain that he's wearing. You notice in the hand that holds the cred stick, each finger has 2 gold rings on it. It's kind of gaudy, but he thinks it's awesome.
Wait, Chris, can we take up the matter of that excellent accent that you just pulled out of nowhere?
That's Jules Zukama. That's what he sounds like.
Yeah, I know. Okay, so we've known each other a long time. I've never heard you do anything like that in my life.
Oh, an accent?
Yeah. Where did that come from?
It's a mishmash, hodgepodge of all kind of stuff. Yeah. Yeah, okay. I took a cue from you, Mike. You got little accents and voices for your guys. So,
yeah, right, yeah, excellent.
Mike, this isn't a competition.
No, it's not. No, it certainly isn't. I can't do that.
Definitely, it's not a competition. No, there's no competition there.
Well, and my voice is a little higher than everyone else's, so I can't really like go low or do the grovel or do any of that kind of stuff. So, got to.
Okay, I'm sorry. I missed everything else you said after that beautiful performance.
Well, after that, he continues. Look. I just acquired a freighter with a colorful past. It's a great investment opportunity, like the listing said, which probably means it's a real fixer-upper. The deal I got was maybe a little too good to be true, but word on the ring is my guy towed it all the way here from Aslanti Space. It could be a big payday for the salvage, and I'm up to my horns right now with other work that needs somebody to go and clear it out. Help me catalog the assets, and if you want, you can go ahead and take a shuttle up to the Armada. Just use my passcode to get past the impound lock and clear out any dangers that may have survived the quarantine. You'll get a premium cut of the salvage, of course, but maybe a little something extra for the trouble. So, you guys up for it?
Rizu's just going to stand up and say yes. And he's going to hold his hand out for the credit stick.
Our robot friend is very excited, but could you go over the dangers again?
Oh, the dangers.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was towed all the way here, and we don't really know what could be on it. That's where you lot come in. Yeah, and his passcode, it's really simple. It's kind of funny. It's 1 2 3 4 5.
Oh, secure.
Yeah, it's super secure.
Very secure.
In a setting where like hacking is kind of a problem.
Right. So Hank and the the man that plays him, Hank can't follow accents. I think that's a new character trait for him. He can't. So he's not sure what's all going on here. So we're going to a ship?
Yeah. A friend, told me about this deal, and it's a ship that you guys need to search and clear out.
Oh.
What's your friend's name?
He's just my friend. I'm not telling you that.
Hank, now that Hank is like, okay. Yeah, sure. Yeah, we can do that.
As far as what I know about the ship, just a big fit nothing. Just be ready for anything, all right?
Quick question. Why did you want us to meet you here?
This is kind of where I base out of. I've got a couple of pawn shops around the station, but this is kind of my home base.
He's Vesk, right?
Yeah, he's Vesk. He definitely fits in with this crowd.
We're hanging around I'm guessing we're going to hang around for, are we just taking right off, or?
It's kind of whatever you guys want to do.
I'd like to hang for a minute and size this guy up, and that's an actual action.
Size him up?
Size him up.
Size him up. So yeah, that's the envoy ability, right?
So I spend a minute observing a specific individual. I'll skip through that because it's either 1 minute observing him or 10 minutes researching him on the infosphere. I can do this once an hour. Gain a +1 circumstance bonus to deception, diplomacy, intimidation, and perception checks made against my asset, or in relation to your assets if the target knows your asset.
So really, I'm going to let this kind of kick off. Well, I guess we'll rewind a little bit, and this would kind of really kick off as soon as he approaches, I would think.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. I'm definitely sizing him up.
You've definitely been sizing him up for a bit here.
So now that I've spent a minute sizing him up and making a mental note of him as an asset, and I'm spelling his name with a Z. As in Jules. I'm going to roll after all he's kind of spewed out to us here, I just want to roll a perception check to see what his motives are.
Yeah, to sense motive. So that's a 1 action perception roll. Go for it.
That is a 28.
Whoa, 28? So that is what we call a critical success.
Nice.
I see into his soul.
Brad rolls good in Starfinder.
Yeah, he does. Well, no, Brad always rolls good out of combat.
Yes, this is really accurate.
You get the feeling that he's telling you the truth. He is holding back some information as far as, like, of course, he hasn't told you the name of his, basically his supplier. You get the feeling that this is just setting up another job, and he likely has several of these going at the same time.
Okay, so I don't sense like it's a trap.
No,
at least I don't. Okay.
Nope.
I think I'll mumble that to the other guys. Like I don't know you good fellows much yet, but I would say that this man is trustworthy, and we can proceed.
Well, shit, then let's go.
This cat's wearing a top hat. Is that correct?
That is a top hat.
So,
yes.
I mean, this cat is very trustworthy. I mean, I believe him.
Yes. I mean, he's got a hat. He's got a top hat on.
He's fancy. He's very fancy.
Yeah. Let's follow the cat in the hat. Let's do it.
What could possibly go wrong? So yes, after Rizu introduces himself to everybody, he's going to just start walking towards the door. He's got kind of a one-track mind.
So he'll go, wait, Rizu, wait, if you could, hold on, this is awkward, but all right, you guys, if I'm gonna help you guys in there, this is so weird, I'm so sorry, guys, we're gonna have to make a bond. It's gonna help things out. I know it's weird. We just met, but trust me, it's for the best.
What are you talking about?
In order to form a bond between each other's, typically our closest companions, or who we'll be working with for prolonged periods of time. It's different for every mystic, but it involves using a 10-minute activity related to the mystic's connection that requires you to be adjacent to the creature with whom you wish to bond. You can maintain a bond with up to 10 other willing creatures, and the bond lasts until you or the bonded creature are no longer willing to be part of the bond. You are always considered part of your own bond, and you don't count toward the 10-creature limit. And what this allows us to do is I'll always know the general distance and direction toward you, and if you're conscious, unconscious, dying, or dead. It also lets me, when we heal, it allows me to just heal allies and not enemies as well.
Oh, nice.
So I don't know how he would bring this up in conversation, but he's like, we got to spend 10 minutes, and Like, we got all bond. It's weird, but it's going to make my heals even better. You're going to dig them even more. So let's just trust me. It's cool.
This is a mystic thing, right?
It's a mystic thing. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think everyone would kind of be aware of this ability, having to work in groups and do odd jobs. This would seem pretty normal for you guys.
Hank holds out his hands like Grace at dinner table,
Yeah.
He's just like, bring it in. I'll bond. Shit, heal good. I'll bond with you. I'll bond with you.
So yeah,
let's go, fellas.
Julian will kind of put a hand on Feelgood's shoulder and be like, and kind of see the humor of the situation of how awkward that was for him to explain. It's like, just with a chuckle, sounds good, friend.
Yeah, so you guys are forming this bond circle. Bill, does Risu join the circle?
Yes.
Now, are we bonding in the bar in front of all the vests?
We are.
So far, you're bonding in the bar.
Yeah.
We're bonding in the bar.
Yeah. Kind of like huddled up with like a huddle hug.
Oh,
we got to spend 10 minutes, so nurse those drinks.
Oh my gosh.
Before we get another round, too.
I feel like I'm part of the team now. I do. I feel integrated and part of the team. That made me feel nice.
Yeah. See, feel good.
Yeah, and as Jules Akama's kind of observing this, so as Jules Akama's kind of observing you make this bonding circle, he asks, you guys got any questions before you head out?
How's the Armada looking today? Are we going to run into anything out there on our way?
Just go outside, look up, and he's kind of laughing because everyone knows it's just this bunch of ships that orbit the station, come and go. You see all those little ships up there? They're not so little up close. All those ships orbiting the station, we call it the Armada. Some of them have cruise aboard, others are orbit locked, some are even derelict. You just need a shuttle to get up there, and you can hire one down at the docks.
No, all right.
Mr. Jules.
Yep.
Do you know about where in the Armada this ship came from? Latitude, longitude, maybe some space coordinates?
Nothing that specific, but like I told you before, they're from the Atlantis Star Empire. Big eyebrows on them, so they got big problems. They're humans who took a portal from Old Galarian and started kind of a big space empire, conquered a few worlds with their Aeon god. He rolls his eyes at this. He is not impressed because he's Vesk, and he doesn't really care about human conquest. He thinks it's lame. Now they think they're better than everyone else, but the Viscarium would crush them. And he clenches his fists and kind of swings it through the air like this. It riles him up a little bit, and he pretends to crush like a bug. And he's actually looking. He's very
insensitive.
He's actually looking at Hank while he's saying this. Being as your human.
That's true. Yeah.
And they got a lot. They think they're better than everyone. They got a lot of the shiny magic tech, and if the rumors about my purchase are true, it may be loaded with all that tech, and it'll be a great salvage for us. And then he whips that cred stick out, and he kind of does the money grubbing symbol with the cred stick.
Well, thank you for that information, gentlemen. Are you ready to head out?
Yeah, hell yeah. Yeah, hell yeah.
Feel good, chitters with excitement.
Risu's going to turn to Jules and say goodbye to him, but he's going to say it in a Ruxy, and then he's just going to walk away.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what that fella just said, but excellent. And that passcode I gave you that's false. The passcode's actually 1607. I've got some other shit to do, so go book your shuttle and send me a call once you're in.
Jules, do you want us to try to find the letter R for you? You seem to have lost it.
The letter R?
It might be on that ship. That could be what he's looking for.
Might be on the ship.
All right, so I think that from here on out in zero check continuity, Vesk all have this accent.
Faintly Australian.
At least Jules Akama does. I don't know about the other Vesk.
That's true. Maybe I shouldn't, stereotype that way.
He's kind of a character.
I love him.
Yeah, so he's so he kind of turns away and pulls out his phone and kind of dials. The rules call for making all kinds of secret checks, but like you, Mike, I don't really like the idea of secret checks, and we're good enough at not metagaming to kind of really role play our results. So I need a perception check.
From who?
Everybody. As you see Jules Akama walk away.
Let's see. Hank got a 14.
Oh, that's a 19 plus. It's a 7 or 27.
Wow, 27.
Risu got a 15.
And anyone beat a 27 or come close?
25 for Dr. Hillgood.
Yeah, so both Heelgood and Gingivier, they observe Jules Akama pull out his phone, but you can tell he is fake. He's fake dialing, and he is pretending to talk to someone as he walks away. It's kind of a way for him to kind of get out of here and move on to something else.
A little insider baseball. When I was managing the clubs, we all had earpieces on. If somebody was talking to me I didn't want to talk to, I'd just put my finger on my ear and be like, "I'll be in a second," and walk away.
Nice.
I like it.
Nice.
Yeah, so I think Heelgood would let everybody know telepathically. He's like, I think he's just giving it. He needs us to go, I think.
Yeah, so a couple ways you can get to the docks to take a shuttle. There's all kinds of public transport on Absalom. And with that, let me move the scene. Let me know if you guys see this pop up on your screen. Absalom Station.
There's the old Absalom.
Whoa.
Look at that.
That's nice.
Ho.
Man, this is so cool. I love
awesome.
Space.
Absalom Station is a bustling, packed world space station and one of the system's cultural and economic centers. Abadar Corps' megabank is located here, as are the Peacekeeping Stewards headquarters, plus central hubs for the Starfinder Society, corporate groups, and other important factions. The station's origins are mysterious, with evidence suggesting it was built sometime during the Gap. The entire station is powered by the Starstone Reactor, a legendary built artifact that's super powerful that fell on Galarian long ago. This was the station was first populated by refugees from Lost Galarian, but today Absalom Station is home to billions from across the galaxy, so all different ancestries, not just humans. While many residents were born on the stations, many hail from the different pack worlds and the furthest reaches of space, really, that you can get to. Anyone is welcome on the station, and yeah, it's kind of a melting pot, I would say. And this is all like just general information that you would be able to glean from the infosphere, or you just know from being on the station. The station's kind of organized into these different rings and arms with different, would you call them villages or areas or sections of town, similar to like a mega city. And so kind of navigating around here, public transport's available, shuttles and trams, things like that. There's also like taxi type services to get you from place to place. Because if you pull out your ruler, you can kind of drag and see that this is kind of to see the scale of this place.
Oh my gosh. This map is to scale.
Yeah, it's miles and miles across.
Wow, that's crazy.
And, for our listeners, we are running this in Foundry right now, and we're enjoying Foundry a lot, and probably going to look at moving Kingmaker over to Foundry as well, because this is impressive. Very cool. And the art is beautiful.
Oh my gosh, and zooming in is like, doesn't have any decay on. It's awesome.
Is this
look at that.
Yeah.
Is this the the module?
Yeah, so this is the Starfinder 2nd Edition Playtest Deluxe Adventure Pack. And so what they've done is they've built this module for Foundry that includes the big adventure, Cosmic Birthday, plus I believe 4 to 5 other like one-shots. I think 2 are available now, and then they're going to publish, the rest as the playtest continues.
Huh.
So yeah, this pack basically covers all that stuff.
Cool.
Awesome.
I can't remember. I think where there's the Vest Quarter. Yeah, you guys are currently in the Vest Quarter. I guess Jules Akama would have told you the most direct shuttle would come from the docks around Little Akaton, which is basically on the opposite side of the station to the north. So you guys are on the far south, and you kind of need to get to the north end of the station.
Oh my gosh. I mean, I would think we would just get on a, space subway or whatever, or do whatever.
Agreed.
Yeah. So that's definitely the cheapest option, and it's 1 credit to get anywhere in the station.
Oh, nice.
Oh yeah.
I got one. I think after purchasing my equipment, I think I have 9 credits.
So who covered the beer? Because
We dash and dine. It's all right.
Dash and dine. Dash and at the Vesk bar, you dash and dined.
Jules is good for it. I think I probably said.
That's Jules was calling the guy and telling him the tab was on him. It's all good.
That's right. Yeah. That's what we thought. Our hand to God. That's what we thought. Yeah, I assume we make our way there for the next 30, 45 minutes or something. And
so yeah, Absalom Station, it's kind of built in this like hub and spoke design, and that's kind of how the subway, it's not really subway, it's more like a monorail tram. It's monorails, trams on the ground, and then also like shuttles through the air. So there's like multiple levels, hub and spoke, so you guys can kind of like take a spoke to the center ring, take that center ring around, take another spoke up to Little Akaton, but you guys can easily figure this out. And one of the downsides of public transit is that during the ride there are ads. There are ads that play for you. And so you are subjected to advertisement, things telling you to like, similar to like clickbait, telling you to like, pull out your phones to scan what's being played, and it'll take you to a site on the infosphere. A really annoying one that comes up is about Blue Chew bubblegum, the salty gum that turns your tongue blue. And then there's a stupid jingle for it too. Blue Chew for me and you too. # BC for you and me too. Oh. And so it's just like commercials. There's news broadcasts that come up. And one interesting piece of news in the broadcast that's being just piped through the speakers. There's no way to avoid it. It's in every car. In other news, there's been a supply chain breakdown near Octern Space. Recent convoys traveling through the sector have arrived at their destination missing all their cargo, with crypto locks still intact. It's also been reported that some ships never arrived at their scheduled rendezvous point, but we have no details as to what may be causing all this trouble, but we'll let you know if we find out more at the top of the hour.
Fucking supply chain. Hank looks at you guys as if he pretending to know what he's talking about when he says that. Fucking supply chain. I'll tell you, it's everything.
Yeah.
They're all tangled.
Yeah, and as soon as that kind of news broadcast ends, you see several other people on the tram. They pull out their comm units, essentially a smartphone for us, and you can see them looking up details on that article to get more information.
Is that a cue that we should pull out our comm units?
I mean, you could. So you guys have a computer in your pocket in this game.
Whoa.
All the time.
All the time.
Yes,
that
all
is
the time.
Sci-fi.
Yes,
right there.
I know. It's like it's kind of amazing.
Rizu is going to pull out his comm unit, and he's going to look into this supply chain theory with his +5 computer skill in the Google whatever app that they have on the phone.
Star Google.
Yeah, Star Google. So yeah, this would be a good time to kind of get into the new computers.
Ooh, yeah.
It's a new skill for Starfinder called computers.
19 total. That's a 14 on the die.
Let's see, Hank will try it too. Oh, you know what? I got a 22 on my computer's check.
All right, let's see what Dr. Hillgood can get. It's not
Wow.
bad. It's 20. Total, dirty 20.
When Hank does a computer's check, it's like when John Connor hacks the cash machine in Terminator 2.
Yep.
Like he's got like a thin wire attached to like
his own phone.
and he's like doing it really like weird, and he looks at others, he's got like a microchip hanging out of his mouth while he does it, and it's like, I don't know, he's weird.
Hank,
He's impressed, Julian.
Hank, choices are really important to me. I need you to know that you have a choice not to use your comm unit like that. I just want you to know you got that choice. That's all.
Well, it's nice of you to say that, but this is the only way I know how to do it.
Fair enough. I like you, Hank. I like you a lot.
So while you guys are kind of researching, fooling around on your comm units there, everyone finds definitely useful and pertinent information except for Julian. Julian, it's a little tough for you to navigate. Basically, you're just kind of hitting all the clickbait articles are working on you, and so you're not really getting anywhere.
Guys, I need some of this gum. This blue gum.
Yeah, some of the interesting ones you find. Psychic mold from the ghost levels drove my grandma crazy. Seven things we know for sure about Absalom Station. You will not believe number 4. And then the one about ghost levels. Do the ghost levels have actual ghosts? Just shit like that. But anyone who passed, yeah. So related to that news article are things about vampire, quote, vampire attacks. It still seems a little clickbaity, fake news type stuff, but it's a little. It feels more legit than the stuff Julian's finding.
Vampires, you say?
Well, shit, vampires.
Vampires. Yeah. So this ride takes a good, an hour to get to the other side of the station.
So I think do you think this ship we're going to get is part of this news story?
You think?
Hank would not be able to put that together. Hank would just be like, yeah, interesting.
He'll get asked that question to you guys. He's asking in character. Do you guys think this ship is part of what we're going to get?
No.
I don't know, but I think I should get some gum.
So yeah, the tram arrives in Little Akaton.
That's my favorite spot.
So as you guys are kind of disembarking, leaving the tram, there's kind of a not a big commotion, but there's definitely a small little crowd gathered at the subway station. What are we going to call it? The subway station, tram station? It's a station.
The station.
The transport station. The transport station.
The transport station.
The key spot.
Yeah, and you see some guy there. So there's a bunch of people with signs. It kind of looks like they're protesting or maybe just kind of doing some kind of rally. And then there's like another group of people with their comm units out, kind of like videoing the whole thing. So the guy in the middle, he's making pronouncements. Something's coming. The Star Child breaks free of its planet's womb. Repent, sinners, and leave your old ways behind. The time of its birth is nigh. And you see him have these like crazy eyes, and this weird grin. He is super excited about whatever he's preaching.
Do I know this guy? Can I make a society check? Have I seen him before, being from Little Akaton?
Yeah, you can make a society check, or if you have a lore specific.
Ooh. Oh my
goodness. A total of 23 on that society check.
23? Yeah, this guy is a local, and in fact, you have seen this guy before making these same pronouncements.
Hank might actually kind of like him, Hank might...
It seems like this is what this guy does, and he has followers. They're the ones with the signs.
Hank's like, that's my guy over there. Woo!
Stuff written on the signs. They're similar to what this guy's saying. The time of the birth is nigh. Telling people to repent, leave your old ways behind. Blah blah blah. That kind of stuff.
What was he saying? Was getting ripped from the womb? A star or something?
The Star Child breaks free of its planet womb.
Wow. Star Child. Isn't that Paul Stanley?
Oh no. Huh.
Star Child. Then some of the signs you notice have a symbol on them which matches some of the articles you were reading on the Infosphere.
Like about vampires or about the issues with the supply chains?
Yeah, about the vampires.
Oh man. And
similar to like Bigfoot and other conspiracy type theories and such, you also know that there are lots of little kind of like Reddit. There's a bunch of little subgroups about this kind of stuff. So there's definitely like followers and people who believe in this.
Well, and this is where Hank will be not a lot of help in this party, because like I can do computers and society, piloting, thievery, right? But he has no knowledge at all of the arcane or the occult or anything really that he doesn't know. You tell him there's a vampire out there, he has no concept of that or care.
Hey Chris, since I missed like the train ride information that these guys had, could I do like a religion check for that symbol that's on the that's on the signs, or is that something that's not applicable there?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
Yeah, you can research that specific symbol.
Yeah, no. That's a 5 on the die.
Uh-oh.
There it is.
Yeah, you don't find out a whole lot about the symbol. You're linked to what we would think of like Etsy pages trying to sell like pendants and medallions with that symbol on it.
Gotcha.
I love all of the...
Yeah.
I love Starfinder. I just like that.
It's crazy. If there's like an Etsy in Starfinder, just amazing.
Yeah, Star Etsy. Yeah.
Star Etsy.
Well, I don't know. Are we able to get out toward the Armada then, or?
Yeah. So you're in Little Akaton. So kind of the way this is set up under the station are kind of where the docks where the Armada, like ships would deorbit from the Armada and kind of dock. And to get down there, you take elevators. And this particular dock, you can take elevators down from Little Akaton.
I think we do that. Then.
And how far? How far of an elevator ride is this? Like, how many feet are we going?
I mean, it's a lot. So think of it in terms of like floors in a building, or like I guess negative floors in a basement. This is it's deep. It'd be like the negative 100th floor.
Yeah.
Wow.
So like it's a big long thing to get down there.
So cool.
As we're going down the elevator, Hank's like, "So, you guys ever get stuck in one of these?"
All right, you guys board the elevator to take down to the docks under Little Akaton. The metal doors close with a tiny chime. Ding. And the elevator lurches downward. On the way down, metal whines as the elevator screeches to a dead stop. Mike,
oh my God.
Mike, you may have called it.
No.
There's a pregnant moment that passes before an emergency alert broadcast blares out from every comm unit. And it's not just the speakers in the elevator. It's also in your comm unit. So kind of like an amber. Yeah. It's not an amber alert, but it's like a general warning.
Oh my God.
Proximity thing for like in your area. So your comm units are also making this alarm sound. The elevator shakes as the alarm shifts into a wordless scream that spikes dread into every nerve. So it's transitioned from an auditory, like real sound, into something that's in your head.
Whoa.
The lights flicker and blaze into unbearable brightness, searing the image of a floating, tentacled monstrosity into view.
Fucking tentacles.
Then it all goes dark. So this sound from your comm units and the elevator as it screeches to a halt blaze out. It transitions into this like hallucination in your head, and you see this tentacled monster, and then it all goes dark.
No.
So there's no light in this elevator, and it appears to be stuck.
Oh my God.
And so we're going to move to a new scene here.
Oh, God.
It's black. It's pitch black. Pitch black. Oh,
of
God.
you guys in the elevator.
That's not pitch black for me.
Can you guys see that?
Yeah, I can see it. Yeah.
So yeah, it's a small elevator. I mean, there's definitely enough for you four, and maybe probably four others, but it'd be tight. So you guys get decent enough room. The lights in the elevator itself are off, but you guys have your comm units out, and they appear to not be connected to the infosphere right now. But they are giving off a kind of a 5-foot glow. So those of you without dark vision can see in the elevator here. What do you do?
Reed's just going to turn his flashlight on.
Yeah. So as you turn your flashlight on, you are nearest to the doors here. You see that the doors themselves are kind of sparking, like they're giving out little sparks. And then to your left there is the kind of the control panel for the elevator, to choose, going down to the docks, going up to Little Akaton. And then there's a few other buttons that are for like maintenance access levels.
Can I pop open that box?
Yeah, but before you do that, does anyone else want to take one or two actions?
Well, all I can think about is when Chris, you and I got stuck in a real life elevator when we went to go see Tool, and I had a miniature panic attack in the elevator while it was stuck. And, so I'm feeling uncomfortable right now. But I think Hank would, I think his first thing is that he'd be messing with his, comm unit. But then as he watches, Risu head over to the controls, he'll pull out his equipment and move in to like assist, hopefully getting this elevator put back online. So that's kind of what he's in the process of doing right now.
Okay.
Yeah. And I think Heelgood would if he can, he would cast Detect Thoughts cantrip to see if there are you detect the number of thinking minds and whether or not the creatures are telepathic. So outside of obviously who I see in here, if he could cast that, if he could sense anybody else.
What's the
30-foot burst?
30-foot burst. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, right now you just sense the party members here in the elevator. You don't detect anything within that range.
Okay.
And so we just saw like a ghostly image burnt into our vision of a tentacled monster.
You did. And it's kind of like not that people have looked at the sun, but when some other bright object, like it's like burned into your, it's not really burned into your retina because you didn't actually see it, but it's still like present
memory. Okay.
In your, I guess your mind's eye.
I think Julian might see the technical few like reaching for technical equipment, which he has no experience with. So he's going to put safety first and take the rifle off of his back and put it into his hands.
Okay, so you equip the rifle.
Myself. Yeah. Yep.
Now, can I make a society check to see if I recognize the aftermath of the vision
Good call.
or anything?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I will roll that now. This is at a +5, natural 20. Natural 20.
First one of the campaign.
That is a critical success. Wow.
Hank knows everything about this.
He must happen to have run across this. Not that he could ever put it into use in the real world, but
he was a Kraken.
You got a critical success. Wow. Let's see what that means. So it's really interesting. Normally you're not good at like synthesizing things from different areas of expertise and like putting it all together to make a singular picture. But from your experience surfing the infosphere and learning about stuff, you recall having studied a cult that believes a location on Octurne known as the Gravid Mound is a holy site where an unborn outer god incubates, waiting to be born.
What? Damn.
What?
That's a lot.
So this is like, Hank likes conspiracy theories.
I was going to say, is this where this is going to go down?
No. That's what he likes. And Hank is like, what does he say?
You know this to be a real thing. So let me read it again.
Have you been on that Star YouTube? Have you seen those videos about something waiting to be born?
Star Chan, it's all
Star
Chan.
Yeah, you know that there is a cult that believes that there is a spot on Octurne where an unborn god incubates within the planet.
Octurne, that's a planet?
I believe so. We could look it up real quick.
Yeah.
Can someone look up Octurne? Make sure I think it's a planet.
Octurne.
Aucturn.
It's an organic, inhospitable world with toxic yellow-green atmosphere.
Wow. Sounds awesome. So yeah, it's a planet. And then the area on that planet, the Gravid Mound, has a holy site in which this cult worships, congregates, and believes that's the spot where under the ground in the planet where a god incubates and will be born.
And so Hank tells that to all of us.
Hank also knows that the occult symbol that you saw on the signs, it's the same symbol.
That's a symbol of that cult that thinks that there's a god that's waiting to be born inside the planet Octurne. You guys ever hear about this? You ever see those videos on StarTube?
Oh, yeah.
That's what I think it is. Now, you guys, you gotta know that we're into some serious shit now.
Serious shit. And Julian, as you equip your rifle there, you're kind of taking a glance around and you notice that there is, aside from the sparks coming out of the door, the control panel that Risu appears to be going over to, you also notice that there is a maintenance panel right next to that. So next to Risu is like the control panel to drive the elevator. And then there's a maintenance panel by you. And then also above you guys, there is a hatch in the roof of the elevator. So yeah, Risu, you're moving toward that panel?
Yes. Yes, I am.
So yeah, what are you doing on that panel?
I'm gonna try and pop the panel open, and I'm gonna use my computer's skills to just take a look around and just to see if I can see any glaring issues. Like, is there like a wire disconnected? Is there some kind of bypass I can do to get the elevator running again? Is it an emergency thing to where I can disconnect it and just get us going to our location, or even get the doors open?
It's a good plan of attack to kind of try to fix the elevator. But as soon as you pop that panel open, the brakes that were holding the elevator release.
Yes.
And the elevator begins plummeting down
Lisa, you made it
the
worse.
shaft. Begins plummeting down the shaft. And we need to roll initiative here.
What? Oh, no. against the elevator.
You have activated the malfunctioning elevator hazard.
Oh,
wait a second here. Wait. Bill triggered a trap.
What?
Bill?
I don't believe it.
It's not even a fountain.
It's not.
All right, fellas, check this out.
All
I'm
right.
about to roll the best initiative check you've ever seen. Okay, you ready for this?
It's way better than mine.
All right, Hank, what'd you get?
23.
23. Heal good.
Heal good rolled a 17.
Risu
Risu rolled an 11.
and Julian.
It's a natural 1 for a 9.
I saw that roll across the screen. I went, oh, here we go again.
Yeah, so Hank, you saw Risu open the control panel door and it made the elevator plummet. It starts falling. So you guys are still, you're not like, you're still on the ground of the elevator. Like it doesn't like totally drop, but it is falling. It is your turn.
Okay, let's see here. So
shoot the
we're in a
robot.
hazard. So is this the whole thing of like a skill check to attempt to disable the hazard would be like a 2-action thing, activity, or something like that?
Yeah, normally kind of like disable device or whatever. That's like a 2-action thing.
Yeah.
Most of these skill checks will take 2 actions.
Okay. Can I
So
start
you can
with
do
the
skill checks. You can also try to like manipulate some of the doors because there's these the main doors to the elevator are here. There's a hatch above you. There's the panel that Risu's at, and then there's also a maintenance panel.
Okay.
And there's also the floor. You could try to, I don't know what you could do to the floor to get out.
Well, I think what Hank does is he moves to the maintenance panel, and I would like to attempt a computer's check to see if I can access the maintenance system and try to get a failsafe reactivated or somehow stop the elevator from falling.
Okay, yeah, go ahead with that check there.
Okay. All right. He's got his microchip in his mouth, the cord leading to his comm unit. He's going to fucking do this right now. Computers at a +5. Come on, man.
Come on.
Total of 16.
16. So you know that from this panel, if someone was good at crafting or repairing something, they would be able to fix this.
Ooh, okay. Then he'll, I think that's the end of my turn, but as an FYI, he's trained in crafting, so that'll probably be what Hank is gearing up to do next.
Do you say that to everybody?
Yeah, I'll share. I'll be like, I think I can fix it. There's one of us can.
All right, that brings us to Heal Good.
I think Heelgood wants to take a look at that hatch and see can we do something? Can we open that and look up there? And is there anything useful up there?
Yeah. So if you use your first action, you'll be able to open the hatch.
Okay.
Yeah. So the hatch pops down. You can easily, in fact, it kind of pops down with like a half ladder that unfolds once it opens in to the elevator compartment that you're in, and it looks like you'd be able to climb up that easily.
He'll climb up.
He'll climb up. So Heelgood is on top of the elevator right now.
Where the fuck's he going?
So that's 2 actions. You got 1 more.
I guess can I do a perception check just to see what I see up there? I've got like survival. Computers probably wouldn't be much good up there. Life science probably wouldn't help.
No, yeah, you can do a seek.
Ooh.
Oh, natty.
There we go. There we go.
Sorry, Chris, you got to come up with something.
Oh
now.
my. That's a natural 20. That's another natural 20. So you got a total of 27 on the seek from the top of the elevator in the elevator shaft. So yeah, you are seeing many floors whiz by you.
I bet.
You know that it would be too dangerous to attempt a grab or some kind of way to jump and grab. You know that's not possible with this result.
So I know we've got to figure out how to stop the elevator. So I think I communicate that after looking around and seeing how, just 30 floors go by me in a blink of an eye.
That brings us to Risu.
Risu is going to look from the panel he's in over to the panel that Hank was just in, and he's going to try to roll a crafting check to see if he can repair the elevator as it's plummeting to its doom.
Okay.
Fuck no.
That's a nice 5.
Dude, I got fucking Brad's too close to me.
Would you get there, Bill?
I got a 10.
10 total. Yeah. So you've all seen someone trying to hack the door open or whatever. You kind of reach in behind this maintenance panel, yank out a handful of wires, and you're trying to stick them together to try to stop the elevator, right? To try to trip some kind of thing to re-engage the brakes. And it's just not working.
Risu, what the fuck,
It's
man?
just not working.
Sorry, Heelgood has a feat called Communalism, where if an ally within 10 feet fails a skill check requiring 3 actions or fewer, he can broadcast helpful encouragement and let them reroll the check.
Oh, there you go.
So if that was a failure, and he wants to reroll, he can reroll and take it higher.
And that's a reaction?
That's a reaction. Yep.
Nice. So yeah, Risu, your first action was kind of to get over near that maintenance panel, and then it took 2 actions to make that repair check. But you get to remake that check with Heelgood's reaction.
He's like, "Come on, buddy! I know you can do better than that."
There's
a 20 on the die.
There's
That
another
works.
natural 20.
That works.
My God.
So yeah, I mean,
Do that.
Total
What are you
25.
pressing for that?
yeah, you succeed and you re-engage the brakes on the elevator, and it comes to a jarring halt. I need everyone to make a reflex save who is still in the elevator.
Oh, all right. Here I go. Let's see. Total of 18 for Hank.
Oh, total of 14 for Risu.
It's a 17 for Julian.
Yeah, so everyone passed, and you guys are able to absorb the sudden jar of the elevator just stopping all of a sudden, and the doors open.
Ooh, my God. Hank will clap Risu on the back and be like, "You slick son of a bitch. Great guy to have. Thank you."
I knew you had it in you, Risu. Good job, buddy.
And Risu's just going to look towards Dr. Feelgood and just nod at him because he knew what happened.
So you kind of peer up through the hatch to Feelgood, who's on the roof.
It's like, thanks, buddy.
He's kind of looking. He's kind of looking down, upside down, poking his head through the hatch. Like, good job, guys.
Yeah, this is what you see. Light from a discarded flashlight flickers over the landscape. Faded graffiti covers
light.
the walls, and a bunch of fast food wrappers mingle with other trash along the metal grated floor.
Nice.
Yeah, so you guys are kind of in what looks to be maybe a little dungeon here.
Oh my God.
Let's
dungeon.
go. Let's go.
Starfinder dungeon. Oh my